Today is a first alert weather alert day, and it's all about the wind, as it usually is. We are going to be feeling these gusty west winds as we head through the rest of this evening and through the night. This went into effect at 5 o'clock this evening and remains in place until 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, and this is matching with a wind advisory that was issued by the National Weather Service. Of course, when we're talking about wind here in the desert, our main concern comes down to travel because of blowing sand, blowing dust that could easily be reducing visibility out on the roadways. So that wind advisory does include all of the Coachella Valley, the San Gorgonio Pass, as well as Riverside County mountains. And in the more wind-prone locations, think about the mountain slopes, the mountain passes. That's where we're talking those gusts in excess of 40 miles per hour. I am not looking at those gusts exceeding that amount down on the valley floor, though those gusts will be exceeding 30 miles per hour. So right now, a gust of 32 in Palm Springs at the airport, but a gust of just 28 miles per hour in Indio. And I say just because we know wind here in the desert. It's pretty breezy out there. Really not seeing anything overwhelming at this point, but we are just getting started. That wind advisory just went into effect. So as we head throughout the rest of tonight, just know that those winds will continue to strengthen primarily along the interstate. And again, the strongest winds will be right through the San Gorgonio Pass into the northern Coachella Valley. So areas like Whitewater, around Highway 62, out by Windy Point, and even leading down into Thousand Palms. That's where the strongest winds are really going to be felt. They stay with us even as we head past midnight and gradually taper throughout our Tuesday morning. That wind advisory again is scheduled to expire at 5 a.m. So the rest of our Tuesday morning is really going to be much more comfortable. We're not going to be talking or feeling the wind quite as much. But by tomorrow afternoon, we're still going to be talking about the wind moving right back into the desert, though at this time there is no wind advisory scheduled for that. It's going to be for a shorter time period. Throughout all of this, though, we are staying nice and dry. Our dew point temperatures currently hanging out in the 20s and the 30s, relative humidity down in the single digits, and of course, triple digit temperatures. Now, this is a setup that we begin to discuss fire weather concerns. It's dry. It's pretty warm out there, and now we're also adding wind into the equation. So even though our temperatures are warming up, it's actually still below the seasonal average for today's day. We'll continue to feel a similar setup even as we head into our Tuesday, but Tuesday is really going to be delivering most of the heat well off towards the east into Texas, and even parts of Arizona are going to be experiencing more heat than those of us here in the Coachella Valley. Enjoy these milder temperatures because as we are rounding out June, heading into July, that's when the heat is really going to be moving in, looking at our highs in the 1-teens. Yeah, July is going to be off to a pretty hot start. In the meantime, we're keeping it below average, plenty of sunshine, dry conditions, but yes, still going to be talking about the wind, especially throughout the evening hours. John, Karen.